For so many of us, the roti is just, it's more than food, right? It's comfort. It's that feeling of home. But as we all get a little more health conscious, a really important question starts to pop up. What if that simple, delicious flatbread you eat every day could be doing more for you? What if it could actually be a powerful tool for your health goals instead of, maybe getting in the way? Let's dive in and figure out how to build a better roti. Now, let's be clear. This is not about giving up rotis. No way. This is about reimagining them. It's about moving from that standard whole wheat chapati to a whole world of healthier choices that are actually designed for what you need. So really, the goal here is pretty simple. We want to make our favorite flatbread work for us, not against us. And it doesn't matter if your goal is managing weight, keeping an eye on blood sugar, or just cutting down on carbs. Okay, so let's start with the classic, the 100% whole wheat chapati. Yeah, it's considered a healthy staple, but this kind of one-size-fits-all approach has one big problem, especially when it comes to how it affects our blood sugar. Let's just look at the raw data for a second. We're talking about the glycemic index, or GI, which is just a fancy way of measuring how fast a food spikes your blood sugar. A standard chapati, it's got a medium GI of 61.4. But a multigrain one, whoa, it drops all the way down to 45.6. That's a much, much healthier low GI score. Just that one change in flour makes a massive difference inside your body. And this graph right here shows you exactly what those numbers mean in real life. See that lower, flatter green line? That's the multigrain roti. It gives you this gentle, gradual rise in blood sugar, which is exactly what you want for steady energy and better metabolic health. It helps you avoid that sharp spike and the awful crash that follows. But, the science is only half the picture. It's not just about the type of grain you use. It's also about the quality. This comment from a Reddit user just captures that frustration perfectly. They noticed a huge difference in their rotis just based on where the flour was processed. It's a great reminder that where your ingredients come from really, really matters. All right, let's get into the solutions, starting with weight management. If your main goal is to lower your calories but still feel full and satisfied, then the flour you pick is absolutely everything. So, first up on the list, you should seriously consider sprouted wheat flour. It comes in at just 209 calories per 100 grams, which makes it an amazing low-cal option. The cool thing is, the sprouting process actually starts breaking down some of the starches for you, making it easier to digest and lighter on the calories. Another absolute powerhouse is lupin flour. Now this one's interesting. It's made from a legume, not a grain. It's around 247 calories, but the real magic is that it's super low in carbs and packed with protein, which makes it a fantastic choice for keeping you feeling full for longer. And hey, here's a fantastic little pro tip for you. You can make your rotis even more effective by grating vegetables right into the dough. I'm talking about things like carrots, zucchini, even bottle gourd. This trick boosts the fiber and all the nutrients, which helps you feel fuller with even fewer calories. Okay, on to our next big goal, blood sugar control. For anyone who's managing diabetes or even just trying to avoid those crazy sugar spikes, choosing a flour with a low glycemic index is non-negotiable. So, as a quick refresher, just think of the glycemic index like fuel for a fire. High GI foods are like throwing paper on the flames. They burn super fast and hot. But low GI foods, they're like a solid log of wood. They release energy slowly and steadily. And that slow burn is exactly what we're after. So what are the top choices here? Well, you've got jowar or sorghum, which is a complex carb that your body digests really slowly. Then there's bajra, which is loaded with magnesium. That's great for improving insulin response. And ragi is famous for creating a much smaller blood sugar surge than wheat. These three millets are definitely your go-tos for this goal. Now for a totally different kind of challenge, the keto diet. Is it even possible to have a roti on keto? Well, the answer is a big yes, but you have to completely rethink the ingredients. Grains are totally off the table. For anyone on keto, the key concept you live by is net carbs. It's simple, really. You just take the total carbs in a food and subtract all the fiber. That final number is what really matters for ketosis. So the name of the game is keeping that number as low as you possibly can. And this is why it's a total game changer. A single traditional roti has about 12 grams of net carbs, but a good keto roti? Only 4 grams. That huge difference is what makes it possible to enjoy this staple and still stay deep in ketosis.
And believe it or not, it's surprisingly easy to make. The base is just almond flour and psyllium husk, and that psyllium is the real secret weapon. It's what gives it that foldable bread-like texture. You just add some warm water and oil, knead it for a minute, roll it out between parchment paper, and cook it on a pan just like a regular roti. Simple as that.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So how do you actually put all of this into practice? Well, it really just boils down to one simple idea: picking the right flour for your personal health goal. And here it is, your ultimate cheat sheet. If you're focused on weight loss, you want those low-calorie, high-fiber flours like sprouted wheat and lupin. For blood sugar control, it's all about the low-GI millets, jawar, bajra, and ragi. And if you're doing keto, you go for the grain-free options like almond flour and psyllium husk. See? It's all about matching the flour to your specific goal. Look, at the end of the day, this isn't about restriction, it's about empowerment. Once you understand your ingredients, you can turn a simple daily staple into a really powerful part of your health strategy. So the only question left is, what will your next roti be made of?